Okay, so apparently we cannot show this trailer in its entirety. So live and learn, right?
Yep.
Live and learn. They canceled the stream. Hopefully,
Yeah, that's
this
correct.
is. Are we streaming now?
Yeah, so no.
It's on now. Okay, so apparently they will not let us. I don't know. It's bizarre. You said the last time they did that with the crisis thing as well.
Yeah, well, that was a review though. That wasn't even a live stream, but we
Uh,
got copyright stricken for that. But never from like a we didn't. It didn't happen when we did Captain America though. When we did
well,
the
that's
trailer for
Marvel.
that.
Maybe it's a DC Warner Brothers thing.
Yeah,
Which I
It's a Warner Brothers thing, is what it is.
Yeah, it's got to be a Warner Brothers thing because we don't have this issue of doing reactions and live streams with
Marvel
anything
stuff,
that comes
no.
from Marvel.
Yeah, no, we did
Which,
the animated. Yeah, X-Men, fine.
yeah,
Captain America, fine. Yeah, it's just really this year.
and
That's
you
cool
would
though.
you would think that, especially as much as DC's been hurting, you
Yeah,
know, you
they know
know,
the person you get.
right? It because Marvel's been hurting. Yeah, man. He said they just show pics. Yeah, they're not let. That is bizarre. 007. That is bizarre. I mean, granted, Marvel ain't been doing great, but they've been killing DC, and you would
Yeah,
think that they would be like, no, all y'all share this,
right.
okay? But they not letting it ride. So he said, "Yeah, y'all giving them free promo." I know, right?
Definitely a few
And
more
we a
for
small
sure.
channel. What about the big ones? What about the big
Exactly.
channels?
Yeah.
That's a mistake, Warner Brothers. Y'all messing up, man. Y'all should let that stuff drop and let it go viral. Y'all are
Yeah.
shooting yourselves in the foot, especially when you consider this comes out July 11th.
Yeah. Soon.
That's soon.
That's soon.
That's soon. And
It's
here's
soon.
the thing that adds kind of insult to injury. Everybody's been really commentating on the Snow White debacle, right?
Mm,
Fans are reacting,
yeah.
right? The social space has been a game changer for major media,
Yeah.
both pros and cons. Do not mute the fans, Warner Brothers. If you are listening, you do not want to mute the fans.
Seriously.
Okay, take all the smoke, but you'll also get some gold too. You're shooting yourself in the foot. You're shooting yourself in the foot. So, but if you were here before
You
they
were
clipped
here while
us,
we had. Yeah. Before they clipped us.
before they clipped us, that's hilarious.
Trying to
That's
put it.
hilarious. Hopefully, there's not too many adverse effects on the channel.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
for sure.
we can pray for that. But hey, you know, 007
I don't
said
know.
in what is NGL? What does that mean?
Not gonna lie.
Not gonna lie. Okay, y'all gotta help me out. Again, I'm the OG, a Generation Geek. So a lot of these, the social speak, I'm still
You
learning.
got IMO though. You got
I
IMO
got
though. So that's
IMO. I got
yeah.
IMO, double O. I got IMO. The Superman actor would be better as Bizarro. You think so? I think he's a good Superman optically. But I also think he'd be a good Bizarro. We saw it on the Lois and Clark Superman,
Yeah.
where Tyler Hecklin, whatever his
Yeah.
name is, Taylor. Yeah, he played Bizarro. And James Gunn. Here's what he's up against, and that's the truth. He's up against how well the Lois and Clark CW was. And CW had a bunch of
Yeah.
trash, but they ended strong
They definitely ended strong.
with that
Yeah,
with
they
that
ended strong.
Superman for TV. That
Yeah.
fans and I have to agree, to date in recent history, that is the best iteration of Superman. They kind of screwed the pooch with Lex Luthor. Still, Smallville has the best Lex Luthor in my opinion.
Yeah.
Smallville number
Michael
one
Rosenbaum,
is number one is the animated series. Best
for
Lex
sure.
Luthor, hands down. Right, Justice League and
Superman. Yeah.
Adventures of Superman. Definitely, the animated series had saying something. That was the best. But for live action, Michael Rosenbaum was the best Lex Luthor, in
The Flash.
my opinion. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he
But
was.
their Superman on that CW and the cinematic quality for network television, that was impressive. That was impressive. You know, it shows how when you bring your A game based on the demands and the limitations of the platform, you can do some impressive things. They didn't try to make it too, cinematic, but it was way more cinematic than things you'd seen on television. Yeah. Right? He said agreed. Yeah, they landed in that sweet spot. They landed in that sweet spot. And so I think James Gunn really, he's got a huge weight on his shoulders with this one. It's got to do well. It's got to do well. I still don't believe that. I still don't believe that we are remotely close to superhero fatigue. We're just bad. We're just tired of bad stories and bad movies.
Stories, yeah.
It's got nothing to do with superheroes.
Yeah, Alexa's on point. Yeah.
007 said Alexa's on point. Yeah.
Animated Alexa. Yeah. I know because I recently spent the last 2 weeks watching Justice League Unlimited all over again. The kids been watching it.
The grandbabies.
Liam said yesterday, he was like, "Can we turn on Justice League?" And I was like, "We sure can. We absolutely can." I've been back here buying all the figures back there. All the Justice League Unlimited stuff.
Oh my goodness, that brings back so many memories.
Man. 2006. Yeah. 2001 all the way to 2006.
So for you guys who don't know, this is a father and son. That's why it's two generations of geeks, and this makes me a little bit emotional, if I'm being honest, because those were some very sweet memories. Living on the South Side in the DMZ of the South Side of Chicago, right? But I believe it was Friday night on Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
On Cartoon Network, especially if I had a night off, your mom, we would record it. Remember, we recorded so we could all watch it together. If I was working that night on the police department, and he grew up on it, he grew up on it.
November.
Yep, and the whole family wasn't just me and him. It was all of us. It was his sisters, my wife, and we all pile up on my bed, and sometimes we'd have popcorn or we eat dinner, and it was a family event to watch the newest episode of Justice League or Justice League Unlimited.
I was 7.
You were 7. Wow.
That's the same age as Liam. Yep, I was 7 years old.
Wow. And now you're sharing it with your kids.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, 007 says he loved Super and the Batman animated series, coming on back Monday through Friday. Yeah, man, what was not to love? And in case you aren't familiar with 007, I actually worked when I was an intern on episodes of Batman the Animated Series back in the 90s. And so, that's part of my resume. Okay. Back when that's how I kind of cut my teeth in the creative industry, doing cleanup work and grunt work for the lead animators. And so that's a special place in our family's heart, those cartoons. But man, just knowing that you're watching that with the babies, and it's time, and it aged so well.
This is ageless, bro. Like I can see some stuff now. There's some little animation shortcuts they took, but the story, man.
Well, let's keep it real. Their animation's better than Invincible's.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Their animation's better than Invincible's. Okay, Invincible has cut a lot of corners, and you're talking over 20 years. You're talking almost 20 years ago. Yeah. Okay. 007 says, "Wow, nice. Okay, yeah, absolutely. That's kind of what this channel's about. It's 2 generations of geekdom, and sometimes 3. We're gonna try to get some of the, my other grandson and my other son on occasionally when he has free time. But it's a generational love for the medium of comics, animation, and video games, and anime and manga. My kids grew up under it. They just happen to have a dad that was a professional artist and still is in the industry. Yeah. And so before we check out really quick, you got anything else, son?
Nope, I got nothing.
No, so just as a reminder, this episode of Generation Geek is brought to you by Kapow, the Comic Art Academy, the real art school for real people with real lives, taught by real industry pros. If you have dreams of epic storytelling and want to learn from real professional comic artists and animators in real time, check us out at teachyoutodraw.com for more information. And right now we are running a special at Kapow, the Comic Art Academy. You can check out our Panels and Gutters, which is our weekly 90-minute live instruction series, straight from one of our industry pros, for 2 weeks, absolutely free, no credit card needed. All right. We're so confident in our education that we're giving 2 weeks of Panels and Gutters free. So you can sample how we get down here at Kapow from our live instruction, and check out teachyoutodraw.com for more information. So on that note, that's all I got, son. And so we're going to thank you guys for hanging out with us. And yeah, I know you got babies and all that other things to handle. Huh?
Yep, they all just walked in. I just heard them.
All right. I don't think the outro is going to run, but thank you guys for hanging out. And remember, as always, as we say here, keep it geek. Okay? Keep it geek. All right. We'll talk to you guys later. God bless. Peace.